From Commissioner Dick.
All right, Steve.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for giving us today. Thank you for giving us this great country to live in, which allows us to both practice our freedoms but also practice self-governance. And thank you for watching over our first responders as they tirelessly seek to protect our community. Please be with us today as we meet, and please help us be wise as we make our decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Approval of the minutes. Did anyone see any corrections that needed to be made?
Nope.
Okay, they stand approved. Public comment. Now is the time for members of the public to come up and talk about anything that is not on the agenda, and you'll have 5 minutes. Okay.
Bless you.
All right, I don't see any public. All right.
Okay. Ready for item 6A, Mayor and Commissioners. The governing body is asked to consider and approve a request from Garden City Public Schools and St. Catherine Hospital to allow the mayor to proclaim the week of January 23rd through January 26th as Health Awareness Week in Garden City, Kansas. And I do believe we have Mrs. Schull here
Yep.
as well, if she wants to come up and share a little information about
Would you like to?
what's going on in the schools that week.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Michelle Schwan, the Health Service Coordinator for the school district. This is our 21st year of celebrating Health Week. We pick 1 week every year, usually the last week of January, where we focus on different topics of health-related items such as mental health, physical education, nutrition, health and safety. And this year, it will be 26th to the
23rd.
23rd.
Well, you can get the
That's all
23rd to the 27th, because we have 4 days that week in school, so.
And I know I will read the proclamation at the event.
Yes, at Garfield Elementary on Monday at 8:30.
Do you want a picture or anything here at the commission chambers, or just do it all there?
We'll just do it there.
That'd be
That's
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Always wanted me to take the picture.
We can still do that, have them out there.
We'll do it there.
I move that we approve the proclamation as presented.
I second.
Okay, it's been made, the motion has been made and seconded. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll see you then.
Michelle.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Item 7A, Court and Defendant Coordinator Beltran will present the municipal court end-of-year report for 2022. Cynthia?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Jennifer Cunningham gave a presentation last month on more of the prosecution side. So this will be a presentation more on the municipal court side, but some information may overlap. So for our court employees, we have Judge Linda Lobemeyer. She just started in December 1st, so she's still fairly new. I am the court independent coordinator, and I worked for the prosecution side for 6 years, left for 2 years, and then I've been back on the court side for about 2 years. Mariella Gray has been there about 2 years. Kimberly, Shannon, Tanya have been there about 1.5 years, and then Rosalba, our new part-time translation clerk, has been there just since last month as well. So, case filings. These are just the last 5 years of case filings that we've had. They have been trending down in the last 5 to 10 years. Which, in speaking with other courts, it's pretty standard across the state. A lot of other courts are also seeing case numbers trending down. In 2020, we had quite a dip due to COVID. In 2020, stayed about the same, and then this last year, we've kind of gone back up to about 3,000 cases. So you can see here the 5-year average, as well as the revenue and the amount per case. I included this slide just so that you could see how we compare to other cities in our state. So I included Little and Hayes, even though their population is a little bit lower than ours, just because they're in our region, and then some of the others who are about the same size, and then a few others that are a bit bigger, so we can kind of see with Garden City growing, maybe kind of how we compare to other cities that are a bit bigger than us. With court-appointed attorneys, the same last 5 years. This last year, as Jennifer had mentioned in her presentation, was a bit higher due to a couple of individuals who had really high cases, about 20 to 25 cases. So about 50 of those are due to just 2 individuals. But otherwise, we would be about the same with what our case filings would be. For diversion, same thing, just the last 5 years and how much revenue we bring in for diversion cases. The 5-year average is 64, which would be pretty similar to what we did this last year. With Fast Track, just as a reminder, Fast Track is a program that we have that allows people to have any moving violation amended to a non-moving violation, so any type of speeding or exhibition of speed, those types of things where people are worried about that being on their driving record. They can do this Fast Track program where they would pay a little bit extra, but we would amend it to a non-moving violation so it's not reported to the state. And so those are the fees and the number, which is a little bit lower than usual, but that's where our numbers are for this year. Our new court schedule, so we decided to move trials. We usually had them Monday afternoons at 1:30. We moved them now to Thursday mornings, and Wednesday stayed the same, first appearances, and then case managements we moved to Tuesday mornings. And the reason for that, which is on the next slide, was mainly to accommodate officers who work night shift, so that they aren't coming in after they've only slept a couple of hours and then interrupt their sleep schedule. We also did it to reduce the risk of staff needing to find childcare if trials went after 5 p.m., and then also to have an improved schedule for our bailiff. Some projects that I wanted to update you on, so everybody's aware of the new building, but I wanted to show some pictures of side-by-side before and after. So this is our court clerk office. You can see the before and after there, at least one side of it. This is the next slide where you can see this is where we take payments. And then the next place would be where the clerks are. This is where our lobby, where we check people in for court. They come in through that entrance or go through the metal detector and then go into court. And then the next slide, this is our courtroom. So the before and after of our courtroom is there. The next project is the mural. There are still some finishing touches that are needed that weren't able to get done before the cold got here. So it will be finished in the spring of this year.
Looks good. Oh,
Yeah, I think
Yes,
It
we
really
had a lot
does.
of,
It just pops.
Yes, good comments from the public. A lot of people stop by and take pictures, so they really like it. Looking forward, one of the main projects that we'll have in the next year to 2 years will be a new court management software. We're working with the police department and fire to have a new software that would be for court management software as well as CAD and RMS. With this software, we're looking to see improved case tracking. Right now, our system is kind of constricted. We're not able to pull a lot of reports or see a lot of trends. So with this new system, we'll be able to pull a lot of reports based off of basically any type of information that we collect. We would also have the ability to generate templates to make staff work more automated. So any type of notices, basically any type of document that we do would be able to be automated from the system. Some of that would also be able to be done without even having to go in and do it. It would just automatically run the report for us. Also an improved payment system. The current system that we have, we kind of have to, is like double entry. They're put into one system. We have to take those payments and put them into the current system that we have. So hopefully with the new system, that would be a lot more seamless. And then as well as having improved communication with the PD. So a lot of that is the same double entry. So like warrants, we enter it on our side, they have to go in and enter it on their side. So With the new system, it would be input just into one system, and it would be like immediate instead of having to wait till the next day to be able to see information. As well as having more communication with the public and with attorneys as well. Something else that we are looking forward to is being able to connect people with different connections in the community. So a lot of times we see people when they're not at their best, and so being able to connect them to resources in the community or getting them information with the Department of Revenue, for example, letting them know how they can look up their license, what is suspending their license, what they need to do to resolve that to get their license valid. With driver's license testing services, so a lot of people, they speak a different language, or they're just having trouble passing the driver's license test, connecting them to testing centers and places that offer that type of help. As well as occupation listings, getting people connected to different places in the community that are more open to having people work there that have more of a criminal background, or just giving them that information for them to have. Transportation resources, sometimes we have people who, because their license is suspended or because they just don't have a vehicle, they're having trouble getting to court, so connecting them with resources to CityLink, getting them that information, or even like taxi services. Mental health services, it seems like we've had kind of a bit more of an issue with mental health services in the last couple of years. So finding out a way to connect people to resources, getting them the support that they need, and then having some type of way to communicate that with like the police department or the jail or the family, so that we're able to help them better. And then just other general community resources, whether it's somebody who doesn't speak English, maybe they just moved here, especially with the new empirical plant coming in, getting them connected to like Catholic Charities or ABC Pregnancy, different types of resources in the community. So just having our employees well aware of what resources are out there, and then having that way whoever's helping that person at the time can connect them to those resources. And that's all I have. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you have any questions.
No, thank you.
Good job.
Very nice report.
The rest of the items on the report of the city manager for informational purposes, we certainly would want to congratulate the fire department for a great job raising funds for muscular dystrophy through their boot block fundraiser. Planner Alicia Charles is asked to have just a second to introduce the commission to a new staff member, so Alicia.
Mayor and Commissioners, this is Dante Thompson. He joined us just a week ago. He is going to be our new planner.
Awesome.
Great, welcome.
Welcome.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yep.
I just graduated from Iowa State University
Oh, nice.
last month with a degree in political science and computer regional planning. I'm from Central Iowa, so and I moved here with a friend who just started at the zoo. So I'm excited to start something new here at Garden City.
It's good to have you. Yeah.
Welcome to Garden City.
We're glad you're from the Midwest. That makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Item 8, meetings of note. If there's any of those items that would require RSVP, please do so through CLIN. And I think we're ready for the appropriation ordinance, which, if approved, would be ordinance number 2571-2023A.
I move to approve appropriation ordinance number 2571-2023A.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Okay, motion passes.
We have a little bit of time before the 1:30 public hearing, so if it's all right, we'll move to 10B. This is for the purpose of the governing body considering and approving a resolution designating banking institutions to be used as depositories for the city's public funds. If approved, it would be Resolution 2995-2023. Jared?
Good afternoon.
as an annual practice, we bring this to you every year about this time of the year. Good practice indicates that we shouldn't report which financial institutions we plan to have as depositories. This has been the same list for the past few years. I will say that not all of these currently have funds from the city, but they're the approved institutions that we could utilize. Right now, we've been conducting a review of each of our institutions, what the rates are, and the market has definitely shifted over the last 6 months. And so we have been doing some changes and adaptations to take advantage of that market rate that is high right now. And just kind of doing a review after COVID, we pretty much summed all of our funds into just a few accounts because there was no better rates out there. So now we're kind of diversifying again. We're building this back out. So not all of these currently have funds in the city. Most of them do, but we are utilizing analysis to decide where to put those funds. But today, the options for you are to approve the resolution as presented, which adopts that these institutions are the approved list for the city, or to take no action today and provide recommendations for changing the list of institutions used to deposit public funds and direct staff to submit a resolution for consideration at a future meeting. Staff recommendation would be to approve the resolution as presented. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'll make a motion we approve Resolution 2995-2023.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Items 10C through G are all nuisance resolutions. As we have in the past few meetings, staff will present full agenda item for the first one. The process is the same regardless of the case. The only difference is the address and the item being proposed for abatement. So on those, after the first presentation, we will refrain from presenting the whole item and then just give you the resolution number, the address, and the violation. So with that, I'll turn it over for your consideration of resolution number 2996-2022 and ask Alicia to present that item.
Mayor and Commissioners, the governing body of the City of Garden City has declared it unlawful for any person to maintain nuisance conditions on private property within the City of Garden City. It has been determined that the residence located at 203 North 9th Street has environmental nuisance conditions on the property and is in violation of the city's environmental codes. There are 6 inoperable vehicles located on the property. Staff has visited the property on many occasions. The property owner and the residents have been notified by 2 order of violations sent November 4th, 2022 and November 16th, 2022. Staff gave the property owner an extension to get a hold of the tenant to remove the vehicles, but no progress was made. A verbal warning on December 14th, 2022 was given and the violation was still present. According to section 38-137 of the Environmental Code of Ordinances, they have neither abated the nuisance conditions nor requested a hearing before the governing body. The attached resolution will allow staff to mitigate the environmental nuisances on the property. Your alternatives are to approve the attached resolution or to not approve the attached resolution. The staff would recommend alternative 1, approval of the resolution.
I move that we approve resolution number 2996. And should that be 2023?
Yes, it should be, and it should be on all the subsequent items too.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
And item D, if approved, would be resolution number 2997-2023 and would abate conditions at 1410 A Street, which is a white 4-door vehicle.
I move to approve resolution 2997-2023.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion passes.
Item E would, if approved, would be resolution number 2998-2023 and abate conditions at 1203 Labrador Boulevard, a blue 4-door vehicle.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution number 2998-2023.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item F, if approved, would be resolution number 2999-2023, abate conditions at 101 North Taylor Avenue, which includes loose trash, tires, dead weeds, other miscellaneous items.
Move to approve Resolution 2999-2023.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item G, if approved, would be resolution number 3000-2023, would remove, it would abate conditions at 2315 Tonio Avenue. Tires, furniture, refrigerator, loose trash, bike parts, cabinets, and other miscellaneous items.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution number 3000-2023.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion?
I wish Resolution 3000 was more exciting than this, but that's the only discussion I have.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Under new business, item 12A, the governing body is asked to consider and approve an appointment to the Public Safety Advisory Board. Chief?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. What you have before you is a request to consider and approve in addition to the Public Safety Advisory Board. We currently have 5 vacant board positions representing Asian American, retired senior, social services, and both the GCHS and GCCC student interest groups. Garden City residents Mariah Carrillo and Rocio Sanchez have submitted applications to be considered for the college vacancy. And those applications were presented and reviewed by the Public Safety Advisory Board. The board recommends appointing Mariah Carrillo to the vacant position. Mariah also came with a recommendation from the Criminal Justice Program at GCCC. Her term would expire in December of 2024. We've also received 5 additional applications from persons interested in serving on the board. These do not fit the criteria for the student vacancy from the college. However, we're going to reach out and see if they have interest in some of the other available vacancies. Alternatives include appointing Mariah Carrillo to fill the vacant student position from the college with the term expiring in December of 2024. Number 2 would be appoint Rocio Sanchez to fill the vacant student position from the college with the same expiring term. And number 3 would be to not appoint anyone to the vacant position and recommend that we continue to recruit board members. And our recommendation is alternative number 1 to appoint Mariah Carrillo to fill the vacant position from the college with the term expiring in December of 2024. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, and I would like to say that Mariah is not available to be here today because she has classes.
Okay.
I move to approve alternative 1, appoint Maria Carrillo to fill the vacant GCC position of the term expiring in December 2024.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion?
I did want to say that's having 2 qualified candidates was awesome, and then having 5 others that are interested in, this is that's really impressive. So talks about your work.
Absolutely, because we joined with the fire department.
There you go. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion passes.
Item 12B, the governing body is asked to consider and approve appointments to the Community Health Advisory Board. Danielle?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. The Community Health Advisory Board is a board of 9 members appointed by the governing body, and that board is charged with advising you all on policy matters and programs as they relate to community health and the physical environment. Currently, there is 1 member, Melissa Savolt, who had a term expire at the end of 2022. She is eligible to serve an additional term and has indicated a desire to do so. So at the board's last meeting, they did recommend reappointing her to that advisory board. There were 2 other applications that we received after the Community Health Advisory Board met at their regularly scheduled meeting. So those applications are attached. They are Isaac Acosta and Florencia Lugo. So that is available for your consideration as well. The alternatives are to reappoint Melissa Savolt to an additional 3-year term on the Community Health Advisory Board. The other alternative would be to appoint one of the other 2 applicants. And as I indicated, the recommendation of the Community Health Advisory Board is to renew that term for Melissa. So happy to answer any questions you all may have.
I'll make a motion, we reappoint Melissa Sable to the additional 3-year term on the Community Health Advisory Board.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion passes.
Item 12C, the governing body is asked to consider and approve appointments to the Sales Tax Oversight Board.
So again, back in 2017, with the interlocal agreement for the .30 sales tax, part of that agreement initiated an oversight board, which has the responsibility to periodically review sales tax receipts and ensure distributions and expenses are used and paid in accordance with the language of the ballot issue. The Sales Tax Oversight Board consists of 6 members. 2 of those are appointed by the City Commission, 2 are from the county, and then the city mayor and the county commission chair are the other 2 members. For the city, Kathleen Whitley was appointed in 2018 to serve a 5-year term, and Gerald Schultz was appointed in 2018 to serve a 3-year term. In 2021, we should have brought forth Jerry's term to be reviewed, and staff failed to do so at that time. So right now, Jerry is unofficially serving a 2nd term of that 3-year term. However, with Mr. Schultz's election to the Finney County Board of Commissioners, he is asked to not be reappointed. Mrs. Whitley's 5-year term is up for consideration at this time, and she has expressed an interest in continuing to serve. 2 other people have expressed interest in serving as the city's representative on the Sales Tax Oversight Board, and those are Chris Law and Bob Kreutzer. The City Commission is being asked to appoint a member to the 5-year term, which would be up for reappointment in January 2028, and a member to the remainder of the vacated 3-year term as originally scheduled, which would be up for reappointment in 2024. The alternatives for you today are to the governing body may approve reappointing Kathleen Whitley to a 5-year term ending in January 2028 on the Sales Tax Oversight Board, and either Chris Law or Bob Kreutzer to the remainder of the vacated 3-year term ending January 2024. Or the governing body may approve reappointing any other combination of the names above or any persons to the 5-year term and remainder of the 3-year term. Staff recommends the governing body approve reappointing Kathleen Whitley to a 5-year term ending January 2028 on the Sales Tax Oversight Board, and either Chris Law or Bob Kreutzer to the remainder of the vacated 3-year term ending January 2024. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
I'll make a motion that we approve reappointing Kathleen Whitley to a 5-year term ending January 2028 on the Sales Tax Oversight Board, and Chris Law to the remainder of the vacant 3-year term ending on January 2024.
Second.
Go ahead.
You can have it.
Okay,
Under.
it's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion passes.
And we will bring these forward at the right time and not miss any more of these board appointments.
We do just have a couple minutes before our regularly scheduled, or not our regular schedules, our scheduled public hearing. So I think that should be enough time to handle the consent agenda. And if approved, that would be agenda items D1 through 3.
I move that we approve a consent agenda items D1 through 3.
Is there a second?
I will second. I was trying to take a little bit more time there.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Any other discussion?
Just a question on the transformers on that bid. Is that going to, that's the alternative to what we were looking at, what you were talking about at the last meeting, where we were breaking that up between the different processes to help move the transformers forward in a more timely manner?
Yes, Mayor,
Okay.
that's absolutely correct. These are the same three, there's, almost all of these are the single-phase transformers. I think there was 2 3-phase transformers in it. We pulled
Right.
those out of the one you approved at the previous, and this will fulfill that, our initial bid.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
It's now time for the 1:30 public hearing. This is item 10A, a public hearing for the governing body to consider and approve the ordinance to create the Garden City Plaza 2 Community Improvement District and levy a retailer sales tax within the district. If approved, it would be ordinance number 2949-2023.
Okay.
What do I need to do on this again? Nothing?
You shouldn't have to do
All right,
anything.
very good.
Okay. I will open up the public hearing.
Wonderful. Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. I've been before you a number of times related to this project, so this is the next phase of that. So on November 22nd of 2022, a petition was filed proposing the creation of a community improvement district. As a result of that, we came before you and established today as the public hearing for that district to be created. At this time, the governing body is asked to consider and approve the ordinance that would create Garden City Plaza 2 CID and authorize the levy of a CID retailer sales tax to be collected within that district in an amount of 2% to pay a portion of the project costs. There is one precondition related to this particular ordinance that is of note. And that is for the city and Garden City Plaza LLC to enter into a development agreement regarding the final terms of both the tax increment financing that has been moving through the process as well as the community improvement district before this ordinance would actually be published and therefore effective. So that item will be coming before you as we kind of work through those details, but that is one caveat that's notable within the resolution. The city's bond counsel, Mary Carson, has assisted in the preparation of the attached ordinance, which has also been approved and reviewed by the developers. So the alternatives before you this afternoon are to, one, approve the ordinance creating the Garden City Plaza 2 Community Improvement District and authorize the levy of a CID retailer sales tax to be collected with the district, or to not approve that ordinance. Staff recommends the governing body approve the ordinance as written, and there is no financial cost to the city related to the CID being established. I was hoping to have the developers on, but it sounds like they weren't able to make it. So with that, I would be happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
I had a question. I can't remember, and you might have said this in a previous meeting. How long does the CID stay in place?
I think it's 10 years.
Okay, and then so they collect that 2%. They would collect that 2% for 10 years, and then that automatically falls off, or does that have to be renewed, or?
So we take a look at the eligible costs related to that project as well. So it can be one of two things happening: either the time.
So once they reach those,
duration, or,
okay.
Yep, or the allowable.
Yeah, I didn't see that there was something there. Maybe I missed it, but I couldn't figure out where that was at. So.
Yeah, and some of that may be more clearly laid out in that development agreement that we get in place as well. And it looks like we do have the developers on the line as well. So if you have any questions for them.
Would he like,
And Stephen, if you want to unmute and share anything, I think now's the appropriate time to do that.
Shows he's
I
talking.
don't think we can hear him.
Well, while we're waiting, I think the CID time is longer than 10 years, unless we specifically put that in there. Typically, I think it's 22 years.
Okay.
Okay.
The NRP in my head. saying
Yeah,
go for that.
NRP is.
I'm sorry. I should have asked earlier, and I was looking for it, and I thought it was in here somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So.
I also see Gary's joined. Grant, if you can hear and can unmute, we'd be glad to have you share. We can't hear you, Grant.
Is it on your computer where you have to unmute your computer on there?
Bottom right.
At the bottom right, next. Over, right?
Yeah. It's marked as.
Oh, there we go.
Let me try to jump off and jump back.
No,
No,
you're good.
You're good.
You're good.
Oh, I'm good. Okay. Wonderful.
Sorry, guys. Okay, if you want to start over. we've kind of exhausted all of the staff report portion of the public hearing, so it's your turn.
Are you asking for us to make a presentation, or I'm sorry to be so ignorant, I apologize.
No, that's fine. Whatever public comment you want to make.
Well, we just continue to go along the journey of getting to the position of being able to start the redevelopment of the asset and look forward to being able to become a vibrant part of the community and appreciate what this city has done thus far and continues to do. So if there are any questions in regards to our request, I'd be more than happy to address those at this time.
Is there a timeline you can give us as far as what the next steps are after this getting approved and then to a project?
We have finalized the architectural drawings, as I think you may know, that they've been approved by the city, and the permit is available, and we are finalized. We have given the notice to proceed to the construction company Crane, C-R-A-N-E, and they are in the process of ordering what I'll call the long lead time items, and we anticipate the construction on the first tenant will start within the next 30 days. It's
Wow.
about 42,000 feet of improvements.
Awesome.
Wow.
Good.
And their opening will be August of this year. We are negotiating with actually two other retailers. It would take the other portion of the space facing the existing parking lot. So we have two retailers at this point vying for that. We're trying to see which one will work the best for the development. Both of those are both soft goods retailers. They're both the soft goods retailers.
Great.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
And certainly, I just want to add and again appreciate Matt and the entire city staff support and again reiterate everything Stephen said. We're excited about the project and look forward to moving forward and setting up that first groundbreaking demo day.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Right. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment? Okay. If not, I'll close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2949-2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Been a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion passes.
Again, we thank the city. I mean, you guys have been great partners from the very get-go of our first meeting. And as Grant said, we look forward to the successful conclusion and upcoming groundbreaking, or should we say floor-breaking.
Does that mean we
Sounds
all
good.
get jackhammers and stuff?
Not me.
Those are not every.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Great afternoon.
You
Thanks,
too.
everyone.
All right. I think that concludes the business portion of the meeting. If we want to move on to commission comments.
All right, Commissioner Dick.
All right, I'll just try to keep it brief for you. Went to the police department centennial ceremony. That was really well done. Good ceremony all around. Had a good pre-meeting with Britt. Good to see that he took the suggestions that we had in the comprehensive plan and kind of got that document to where it is. A couple other things, just I've heard some really good things so far about the new Judge Lobemeyer. She sounds like she's doing really well in her role there, so I'm glad to have her on board. And then the other thing is I just want to, we approved our official newspaper last time, but one of the things I think we should point out is how much work that Megan does with the newspaper and trying to cover our whole city plus some area. And for the most part, it's just her and one other person there. So I know that that takes a lot of effort to get the city this size covered with the resources that they have. So thanks to Megan for coming out and doing this. That's all I have.
Commissioner Unruh.
So I just want to, I also appreciated the pre-meeting. It's really exciting to see the culmination of what the next 10 years is going to look like, or what we hoped will look like. And I do think that they took a lot of the comments to heart. And I think this is a really well-done document, especially all the attention they paid to downtown, which we know that's really important and popular. I unfortunately missed I was on vacation with my family last week, and so I missed the celebration, of course. So, but I heard it was incredible, and a lot of people commented how proud they were of what Garden City has accomplished to the police department and all the things that we have to be proud of. And so I just want to say congratulations again to the police department, and thank you for an incredible 100 years. I know Chief Pruitt's going to be here the next 100 years, so that's kind of exciting, you know. And that one I promise I won't miss if I'm here. So, but no, I wanted to say thank you, and like I said, it's get ready for hopefully a lot of moisture. And I don't care if I don't want it to be snow, but if it is, okay. But any type of moisture. So again, I know that we all have been hoping for that, and so hopefully tomorrow is our day.
Commissioner Cessna.
Yeah, kind of echoing the other commissioners, very good pre-meeting. The comprehensive plan was very comprehensive, and like the other commissioners noted, they did take a lot of our information and really tailored it to the plan. And I also did attend the centennial celebration. Really nice to see that they're taking the centennial to heart and actually having new badges, and the pinning ceremony for all officers, which was really, really outstanding. I thought that was a really special event, and I'd like to thank the fire department as well as the other counties, surrounding counties that came in to help out. That was really nice of them to help out so that all of the officers and personnel from the police department could attend that special event. Also wanted to say good job to the Garden City Fire Department on their muscular dystrophy donation drive. It really shows that we are a very giving community. And kind of following up from the last meeting, I talked about the new baby giraffe, and we now have a name for him, Miku. Hopefully I said that right. But and it's great to see him out and about and moving around outside and stuff. So if you haven't seen the new baby giraffe, you might go out and check him out at the zoo. And that's all I've got.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Okay. Yeah, I'd also like to just echo the other commissioners had mentioned. I mean, there's been a lot said, and that goes unknown or unmentioned from us to everyone out there. Just a couple of extra things. I know tonight the comprehensive plan, which we kind of met this morning with the pre-meeting, that is something that you would want to kind of attend and get some information through the comprehensive plan that they've kind of put together. So that starts tonight at 5:30. Anybody and everybody can come or is invited to that. And I believe it's here, correct? Yes, yeah, next door. So come if you can. I know we're competing with the K-State basketball game at 6, but I'll be rooting for my team. With sports going ahead, I don't want to jinx anybody, but congratulations to the high school. They're on a great run, 10-0. So we're behind them as far as the city, and just continue their best games here forward, and hopefully maybe catch a state title sometime this year. So thank you for the gifts that I've received. Commissioner Dick, this is kind of some new flashy items I got on today. It's pretty cool. The little color burst on the end here, my tie. But Chief Pruitt, thanks for the gifts for the coins and things. Those were pretty neat to get it from the awards. That's from them also giving those to the police officers, and those are well deserved on their part too. So just thanks all around. That's it.
All right. Yes, thanks, Commissioner Dick, for the gifts. They were very nice. The pre-meeting was very well done. I think it's something, to make sure that those comprehensive plans don't just come together, you know, they're not just created in a vacuum with an echo chamber. I mean, it takes an awful lot of input from the community, from the staff, from the consultants, from commissioners, and, you know, they're hearing, you know, everybody has their ideas of what needs to happen, and in order to put all of that together and present a document that we can use for the next 20 years, that's a pretty daunting task, but I just want to thank everybody who had a say in that, because I think it really is a nice document, and I think it did certainly does address some of the concerns we had last year, but then also it, you know, they put it together well, and I think this will be a good serving document for us for many years to come. Commissioner Ortiz and I had a chance to go to the safety award lunch with the electric department, and that was a nice way to say, you know, thank you for all the work that they do on a regular basis, and especially during inclement weather, which is when we really notice how well they are. But, you know, it's just those everyday, just taking care of things that we don't notice that needs to be recognized. And also to the chief and everybody who put together the very nice 100th year ceremony. It was just touching to see everybody have an opportunity to come up on stage to be recognized and to be given their badge that they can wear for the next year. So with that, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all so much.